in the snow. Now the Saints are on the Packers' heels as the number 2 seed and are 6-2 in New Orleans on the season. Greg Jennings, former Super Bowl winner for those Green Bay Packers, is back with us. You know a thing or two about Lambeau Field. So we're coming to you first. Which team needs home field advantage more? Is it the Packers or the Saints?
A lot of people would say it's the Green Bay Packers because of the way they play at home, but it is the Saints. And it is the Saints for really one reason. It's the quarterback play. It's Drew Brees. It's the comfort of having home field advantage, sleeping in your own bed. He's 41 years old. He hasn't been the Drew Brees that used to lead this team with his arm. He dinks and dunks. He has to make great decisions. He has to make sure that he's in the pocket and not getting pressured. And his offensive linemen have to make sure to keep him up. Let's not get him rattled. So if you get him out of his comfort zone, which starts with getting him on the road, that's where it starts to go awry. And when you look at his postseason record, he's 1-5, I believe, in postseason on the road, one of the worst records at the quarterback position. I just think it comes down to that position when we look at this team, because both of these teams are very well. And I just believe that the Green Bay Packers can take their show on the road and be successful in a dome or in any element because they have one of the worst elements that they have to perform. And they have shown that they can perform at a very high level in Lambeau Field with the snow coming down, with the field not being proper footing, but understanding the elements and using it to their advantage. So if you get them in an environment where all things are equal, it still carries over. The Drew Brees of old is not here. He's not present, and I do believe that will impact him having to go on the road.
Greg Jennings just said a lot of people would say the Packers. I guess I'm a lot of people. I'm trying to get smaller right now, but I guess I'm still that big where I'm a lot of people because I'm going to say the Green Bay Packers. And I just gave you all that credit before, Greg Jennings, about your takes and how nuanced they are and how deep they are in the analysis. And I'm going to take it all back right now because I disagree wholeheartedly with your takes. First, let me talk about the Green Bay Packers and why they need home field advantage. And the need, usually we go to a place where, well, if you don't have it, all hell's going to break loose and you guys are in a bad situation or circumstance. That's not why I'm saying it's a need for the Packers. I'm saying it because it's going to be a huge advantage for the Packers. You guys watched that Tennessee game, right? Did they look like they were a little gun shy out there here and there because of the elements? 40-14 was the final score of that game. 28 degrees and snowing. Elements. Now, in a year where everything has been compromised because of Corona, where's the 12th man in terms of crowd noise? There is no 12th man this year. So the only way to create a 12th man experience is to create that outer element that can have an impact on the game. And what would that be this year? Oh, we'll be playing in those elements in Green Bay. We saw Tennessee suffer from it. We said that the Packers are 7-1 at home this season. Best point differential and yardage differential in the NFL at home. So we saw just last week how the home field advantage can work for them. But more importantly, why I'm saying this is because if you flip it, the Saints playing at home, I don't know. You saying Drew Brees, if he's not at home in his own big California king-size bed, that, you know, he may struggle if he goes on the road. How about not winning at home? 37-30, loss to the Packers. Where was that? Home. Chiefs, 32-29, loss. Where was that? Home. Strong opponents, like you're going to see in the postseason. But home is not the cure for the Saints. Matter of fact, the Saints have a better point differential on the road than at home this season. And they have the most wins on the road since 2017. So if I'm trying to make it make sense, it sounds like the Packers want to stay at home for the elements, and the Saints want to get out of the dome because this year hasn't been great to them at home.
Every now and then takes our opinion-based. More often than not, takes our opinion-based. They're subject to our own opinion, and the decision of who won or lost is subject to you, the viewer. But sometimes, like right now, takes are based off fact. And it's objective. Greg Jennings, you won a Super Bowl, correct? Let me talk to Greg, please. Greg, you won a Super Bowl, correct?
Absolutely.
What year was that?
That was 10-11.
10-11 season, Greg Jennings won a Super Bowl. Greg, during that Super Bowl run, who was the quarterback?
That was my man, Aaron Rodgers.
That was Aaron Rodgers.
My dog.
Greg, did y'all play any games at home en route to winning that Super Bowl?
Man, we made every stop that we took on the road.
Every stop, sir, was on the road. Now, if I can talk to Marcellus, we can all talk. If y'all can, I can talk to y'all. I don't care who I'm talking to. The Packers, with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback and Greg Jennings, who was there, he lived it out. They've already won a Super Bowl, playing no games at home. The Saints and Drew Brees have as well. Drew Brees plus head coach Sean Payton. But Marcellus, en route to their Super Bowl, they actually didn't do it on the road. They actually did it at home. So this isn't even a subjective conversation. This actually isn't an opinion-based conversation. This is a factual conversation. We've seen both these quarterbacks in Super Bowls before. Aaron Rodgers took the route on the road. Drew Brees needed the route at home. It's not up to our opinions. It's explicitly up to facts. Again, I'll say this, and I'll give y'all some other facts before I shut up and quit talking. Drew Brees has the third worst record in the postseason on the road. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, he has the second most wins on the road in the playoffs since the merger. Now, again, Marcellus, sometimes we got opinion-based conversations and the scorecard is left up to a decision by the fans and whatnot. But other times, you just wrong. And right now, sir, you just wrong.
No, you're just lost. And you're just still stuck in the past. Oh, I hated people like you growing up who used to tell me, oh, this is the only way it can be done. Since you did it one way, doesn't mean that's the only way you can do it. That's just the way that you've done it so far. And in this situation, I'd rather use this year as my indicator, my guide, my gauge, rather than 5, 10 years ago as you're trying to go, because this is a different team. The roster turnover from when Drew Brees was there winning the Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers winning the Super Bowl to now, come on, I'll tell you better than that. See, this is the thing what props your argument up. Oh, they won a Super Bowl this way. Do it again. And then you look at Aaron Rodgers, who also looked like, I went on the road and won a Super Bowl, but has come out his own mouth and said, it'd be nice to be at home and go that journey. And that's all I'm saying. Not only all of the facts, numbers that support they're better at home, not only that, the Saints are better on the road in this situation. So, Acho, just stick with me in the present, and then we can have a conversation.
Can I call Greg Jennings up for questioning again, please? Greg Jennings, can I call Greg Jennings to the witness stand? Greg Jennings, the following year in which y'all won the Super Bowl, what was your record?
I know that.
15-1.
Y'all are 15-1. Were y'all first in the NFC?
It would have been hard to be second.
Absolutely right. Therefore, Greg Jennings, being first in the NFC, did you host a home playoff game?
We did indeed.
Greg Jennings, who was the quarterback, sir?
That would have been Aaron Rodgers.
Greg Jennings, did y'all win that home playoff game?
Acho, man, you're bringing up some wounds, man. Don't do that to me.
Please answer the question, Greg.
We did not.
They did not. Marcellus, I rest my case.
No,
they went all the way on the road, and they won the Super Bowl. The next year, they was at home, and they lost the Super Bowl. A quarterback is the biggest indicator of a team winning or losing. Both the quarterbacks are the same. I rest my case. No further questioning.
Your Honor, I just have a couple questions to cross-examine. Greg Jennings, is the coach that you were 15-1 with still there now?
He is no longer there.
Oh, okay. And Greg Jennings, also, what year was that?
That was back in the day. Man.
Oh, okay, yes. Was Devontae Adams your teammate?
Relevance.
What the hell you talking relevance? The 2 different teams.
No, that man was not the president.
That's the point. It can go all different ways, man. There's so many ways up the mountain, y'all. We know this. Your trail, your path, the way it worked one time doesn't mean it's going to work all the time. Greg, if you would like to respond to us, because we hogged you in Q&A, let us know, Greg.
I will respond. And Marcellus, you said that Aaron Rodgers and that team has been better in point differential at home, and then you turned around and said that Drew Brees and the Saints point differential has been better on the road, which is why I'm saying that for me,
yes,
Drew Brees actually needs to be at home, because even with that point differential being great on the road, you look at theirs, and this is slighted. This is where you got to get the fine tooth comb and pen and kind of go through all the gray area. They play the Falcons dome. They play in Tampa. It's warm weather. They play in Carolina, warm weather. All their road games typically are warm weather climates. So it's a little skewed. They don't have to travel up north. They don't have to really go there. And if you have him going to